everybody. You're watching 13 Moons Homestead. My name is Lynette. A new development on the homestead. If you've watched my past garden updates, you know that we had one large tree removed in the what's going to be the main garden area, and we still needed another one taken down. Well, our tree guy is getting married in about 10 days from now, and I'm guessing there's going to be a honeymoon and whatever, which will take us into the fall. So I don't know how long it's going to be before I can start putting that garden area together. Once the last tree is out and we've moved all the logs out of the way, we are going to still be working on it through the fall to get it ready for next spring. And it will be hopefully our main garden area with larger raised beds. And that's all still in the plans. But in the meantime, I've been watching the property as we've been living here over this we're almost at 11 months now, and noticing that the area in the side yard next to the original orchard, right beside the house, gets sun most of the day for most of the year. So I decided we should use this area for something. There's really nothing here. There's a slope. It's a little bit difficult to work with, but it's ugly the way that it is, and we needed to fix it anyway. So I decided this would be a good place to install like an herb garden, which I figured we would probably do next year or maybe even like the year after. But recently we were shopping in a town nearby and we found a little mom and pop lumber shop. It's actually the same people we got the kitchen cabinets from. But what we found there this time are raised garden beds. Like super simple construction. It doesn't matter if they're not perfect. It's super simple. And they had them in both cedar wood and sequoia wood. I really wanted the sequoia. It was so pretty and it smelled so good. But it turned out that that was like a special shipment. They can't always get it. And she didn't have enough left to do the 6 beds that I wanted. So we opted for cedar. Still a good choice. It will last, and it looks fine. So I ordered 6 raised beds that will be 3 foot by 8 foot, and I didn't actually measure how tall they were. I think they're going to be about 18 inches tall, which is a little shorter than I want them, but it's still better than having to get all the way to the ground. And it might actually work in our favor in this particular location because of the slope. There might actually be areas where the height ends up being a little higher because we have to cut out, for the slope. So we'll see how that works out. I don't actually know if I can fit all 6 beds right here. I have some other places I can put 1 or 2 if I need to. But this is the area behind me here. You'll probably recognize from some of the orchard videos. The original orchard you can't see it, it's off to my right here, and it goes down the side yard, going down the slope, and it leaves this area here between the greenhouse and the house. So sorry, I don't know which way to move my hand to get it where I want it. The windows over here, that hand works better. Those are downstairs windows, and there's another one up here to the downstairs areas. Those have to stay clear right around the windows for fire exit clearance. Those are bedrooms and bathrooms and stuff in the lower level. This is a split level house. And then the greenhouse here is built up on blocks because our land actually has quite a slope. I don't know how much I've talked about it or how much you can see from the videos. It's fairly severe slope. So on this side you can see the block wall. It's raised up on the block wall. On the other end by the house, then it's ground level where the deck goes into the back bedroom. So this is the general area. Let me see if I can pan around a little bit. I've measured that block wall is about 16 feet, and we probably don't want to come out very much further than that because it'll block the path to get up the hill to the backyard. And then I measured down this side of the wall to where the air conditioner is there. And hopefully you can hear me over the air conditioner. I'm really sorry about that. I don't know how long it's going to run. But about to the air conditioner is how far down that direction we can go, because there are steps there that go down to where the garage entry is. And you probably saw in a previous video where I talked about the rain catchment barrels that are all around the property. So that is one of them that needs to come out. It was done improperly. It's just been sitting there, and we need to fix the we need to get the gutters cleaned out on the house and fix that problem. And so my basic plan is along this block wall here, what I want to do is build a platform all along here that's raised up from the ground 18 to 24 inches or so, and have 2 or 3 rain barrels lined up on it at the end that's closest to the corner where the downspout comes down. And then back at this side up here to build into the same platform like a veggie washing station type of thing. So that structure will go probably the whole length of that wall and come out about 2 feet from the wall. And then from there we'll move down the slope this way and figure out how we can set up as many beds as we can fit. Eventually this garden will be for herbs and some flowers, basically for teas, for medicinals, maybe a little bit of flowers that are decorative. Sorry, there was a bug. So the next thing to do is to clear the weeds out of this spot. We've been just mowing it down to keep rodents and snakes away from the house and the greenhouse, but it keeps growing back. And most of this, I don't know if you can tell by looking at it, but most of it is mint. It's spearmint, I'm pretty sure, and it's taken over the whole area. There is one stump over here that we have to, it was some sort of a shrub that we cut down early on when we came here. And it needs to be cut down further to the ground and dug out maybe. And there's a couple of ferns and stuff that need to be dug up that shouldn't be too big of a deal. But all in all, there's not a ton of cleanup to do here, where there's some debris from other projects that needs to go into the dumpster. So this is going to be the next project. I actually ordered the garden beds. Today is a Monday, and the woman said, I'll start on them today. They'll probably be done and ready for you to pick up by the end of the day on Wednesday, which is astounding. I expected her to tell me it would take 2 weeks, not 2 days. So even if she's late on it, I'm really good with that, because we won't even have it cleaned up yet by then. So that is the next project. And then the other thing is, some of you know that are in Facebook groups with me, I posted a photo and asked people to help identify a plant for me. I knew it was some sort of a mint because I can smell it, but I wanted to know if anybody knew what kind. I'm pretty sure at this point that it's a spearmint, but some people had said lemon balm, and I knew it wasn't lemon balm because it smells like mint, like very strongly, especially when we mow here. But when I was out here discussing with my daughter one day different plans for this area, and I reached down and I picked up a sprig, and I said, we have all this mint here, and she said, oh, that's lemon balm, and she reached down and picked up a sprig. And then we realized that I said, no, it smells like mint. And she said, mine doesn't smell like mint, it smells like lemon. So when we compared, we realized we actually have both. We have lemon balm and mint, and they definitely do smell different, but we have a lot more mint than lemon balm. But 1 second. So I picked a couple here to show. This one with these leaves, you can see they have kind of minor ridges around the outside edges of the leaves. This one is definitely spearmint. It's very strong smelling. And then this one, you can see the ridges are much broader and more visible, and the leaf is very much thinner, and it definitely smells like lemon. It's completely different. But just to look at them, in a sea where they're all together, they look pretty much the same. So I'm really kind of excited about that. Before we just chop all this down, I'm going to harvest a lot whatever I can. There's not as much of the lemon balm, but I'm going to harvest some, and I'm going to dig some up and plant them in pots to save. I don't want them in the ground because they're totally invasive, but I do want to have some of both, and I'm definitely going to take advantage of whatever harvest I can get out of what's here already. I don't know if there's any reason not to harvest them. So some of the mint has gotten quite tall. I don't know if the value of it changes as it gets older. It has not bolted. There's no flower or anything. So I have a little more research to do. So that is the quick update on, I don't know, I'm going to have to start another playlist. I guess I'll call this the herb garden, even though this year hardly any herbs will go in it. It's just going to be the fall garden because I have nowhere else to plant. And I'll barely get anything in. By the time we get this cleared and get any garden beds set up, I'll barely have time to get some stuff in. I might be able to do some overwintered stuff though, so stay tuned and we'll find out. So I'll bring you back when we start getting things cleared out and we pick up our garden beds and start planning out this space. So I don't know that we're going to build the structure against the wall right away. That's going to take some manpower that I'm going to have my son come when he can spend a few days and have all the materials ahead of time so he can build that structure. I can help, but I can't do it by myself. But if we can get the rest of the space ready and get the garden beds in here, that is the main goal right now. Is I would like to have something planted here before we hit our 1-year anniversary on this homestead, which is coming right up. Our 1-year anniversary will be September 10th already. That's astounding. So thanks for coming along for this update, and stay tuned. There will be more. See you on the next video.
And now, there's something in the air, and a sparkly shimmer on our skin, restoring everything within. Dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy on our tiptoes, undercover agents of the other, beyond gravel, beyond all. Hand in hand, building castles out of sand.